When you first became a Sparky and everything, and you just started your business, so you just finished your course.
Yep.
You were a Sparky. You started the Sparky business working for builders. When you became one, obviously there was a stage where you were doing everything.
Yep.
You were doing the Sparky jobs. You're doing everything. You didn't really have anyone working for you or any extra trucks.
Yep.
What got you to the point where you're like, okay, now I can start giving these jobs away? So you learned all these skills and you're like, okay, now I'm fine to just give it off to other people.
Yeah, it was probably the wrong way. It was the way I did it was we're really busy. I'll just hire someone.
Okay.
Yeah, and that's what I did. And I actually still have him today, 8 years later. He's been in the company still.
Wow.
Yeah. So solid. So he was one of my first employee. We should shout out Tommy, Tommy Slov. He was my first employee. And then from there, we started doing, then added another truck. And then added another one, then added another truck, and then found out we're getting more callbacks. And I was like, what's going on? And that's when the systems came in. It's just like, well, you can't trust staff's know-how. You got to trust in systems because you got to expect, I think too many people are wishful thinking, saying I can't find good staff. But at the end of the day, they haven't trained their staff. They haven't put systems in place. And that's why they've got shit companies. Yeah.
Okay.
It's a harsh way to put it, but it's
the truth. It's the truth. It's the truth. People want to work. People want to do the right thing. But at the end of the day, like, and a lot of the people can't afford good staff as well because they don't charge enough. So
I think that's very good that you're just putting the truth out there. Not a lot of people, they fluff it up.
No, straight to the point.
Yeah, good. But that's what people need to hear though. And especially with like on a podcast like this, it's just tell them what people need to know.
Yeah.
Does your business only operate with Sparkies or is it a bit broader?
Sparky Sales Systems?
Yeah.
Yeah. So Sparky Sales, we've niched down only for Sparkies and I'll tell you why. So there's a lot of great, and if anyone wants to shoot me a DM, you can, you probably put tagline, but Sparky Sales Systems on Instagram and Facebook and socials and whatnot. But there's a lot of good programs already for plumbers, and plumbers already have a very good community of doing best practice groups and stuff like that. But there wasn't any for electrical. So I was like, I'll make and I network with a lot of high net worth sort of plumbers as well, just behind the scenes. But I don't want to coach or train them. I've been requested to, yes, because a lot of people see the content, they like it, and they go, can you coach my?
Yeah,
and
I'm sure all trades do, right?
Yeah, they do, and I definitely could, but we're just really
niched it down
just to help Sparkies. In the future, who knows? But for now,
does that mean you only care about Sparkies then?
No, that's not. No,
Fuck the plumbers.
I'm actually
Fuck the other trades.
No, I care about all trades and all people.
Yeah.
But we really want to make because I'm in the electrical industry as well right now with my electrical business.
Yeah. Makes more sense.
I just really want to tap into helping them because they're struggling a lot more because I've got mates that are coaches for plumbers that I'd rather, and like I said, you send me a DM and I'll, depending on sort of where they're at, there'll be maybe this person or this person, because there's different levels to this, right? There's coaches out there.
Well, you're honing in on your craft in a way.
Correct.
You become an expert at training Sparkies.
Yeah.
You don't want to be an expert tradesman, salesman.
That's right. Well, we if you want to sell a switchboard, we train you how to sell a switchboard. But a burst pipe or something, there's another dude. There's another dude for that, right?
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Of course.
Go to a plumber sales rep.
That's right. Yeah. That's right. There's obviously there's levels to it as well. Like I said, like there's people that, if they have companies that are doing, say, under 1 mil, there's a program for you. There's a program for you doing under 2, 3, 5, and over 10. Like there's different people, right? Different mentors at different levels. So that's the cool thing. So we're very focused on helping Sparkies get to $1 million and beyond in the service sector. So yeah.
You had a mentor at one point. At what point in your Sparky career did you take on a mentor or want to be with a mentor?
Okay, and this is what I'm going to say. Okay, so I took it on about 2 years into my electrical career as a business owner. Within about 2 years, I took on a mentor, but it was by fluke. I got cold called. I wasn't looking for a mentor. I didn't even know what mentorship was. I didn't even know what Tony Robbins was at that point. You know what I mean? There's a lot of...
You didn't know Tony Robbins?
I didn't know Tony Robbins at that point. No.
Dark.
Yeah. Now, guys, there's a lot of information, and that's why it's one of my favorite quotes is kill or be killed. Like in this era,
kill or be killed.
That's it.
I like that one.
2025, guys, there is so much information out there, and the smart people are actually going to implement, and you're going to be left behind if you don't level up. So I got cold called, and like I said, I was just skeptical, curious at the same time. So I was like, I gave him a go. Then I got opened up into the whole mentorship space, and and obviously it might sound a little bit biased, but yeah, I would encourage people if they've got a mentor, if they see someone online, definitely get the help, because none of us is smarter than all of us, and group training is awesome in that regard as well. So yeah, that's when I did it, but I still commit to a couple
2
programs
a
yeah,
year.
one to 2 programs a year, yeah. And seminars and stuff. I love it. I love all of it. The energy, networking with people that are doing great things, and it's hard because if you got mates that you went to school with, hang around the pub. I'm not saying not to go to the pub, guys, but it's hard. It's hard to talk to someone if they're talking about
different networking.
Yeah, they might be talking about the Chelsea game, but you're talking about how can I build to 5
$1 million a month
per month. Yeah, exactly right. You know what I mean? So
I just say $5 million a month.
I just said 5 mil. I just said if you want to do 5 mil a month, great. Go.
There's levels in this.
You know what I mean? But like that's what I mean. And you don't see it being possible if you're surrounded by people that aren't into that space.
Yeah.
And there's no hate, no nothing. It's a different space, right? So it's very important if you can't see that, because a lot of people say, oh, but this doesn't work, that doesn't work. It's like, it's because you're talking to the wrong people.
Yes.
So yeah. Is there a quote like your net work is your net worth, something like that?
It actually is, yeah.
It is true, yeah.
I feel like as business owners, there's this thing, and there's this big quote that Chris Williamson always says, that you go through this period of a lonely chapter. And it's a period of time where you're essentially leveling yourself up that much that you start leaving behind your previous environment, or leaving behind a lot of people that you had in your past that were like your 5 best friends or family or whatever that might be, because you're elevating that much that you're you don't feel like you're connected to them as much anymore. Do you feel like you went through that?
Oh, 100%. And I probably would have stayed in that sort of cycle as well if I didn't have help as well, and it does, you do. And then also when as you start, doing better numbers and start having success, you probably find there's a lot of people that don't like that.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So it just goes to, the tall poppy syndrome in Australia is real, unfortunately. So yeah, that's why you just put yourself with winners, and you can have some really good deep conversations with, and I think you guys were telling me about even just business and tax stuff off camera before. And the reason why I'm so I wouldn't say knowledgeable, but I can definitely
It's because you surround yourself with people that do that all the time.
A lot of people have hit those thresholds, and when they hit those thresholds, then it's just like
they're passing on that information.
That much like, what do we do here? Or speak to this guy. He helped me with that. It was, you know what I mean? It's just like, you know what I mean? Otherwise, yeah.
You are your network.
Yeah. I'm very big on that. Networking with the right people, speak to the right individuals, and not listening to the pub chat for advice. Listen to people that have done it before and are still doing it.